Hello guys, welcome back to the studio. I am Constantine, the artist, and today I'm going to talk to you about my painting In the Desert You Can't Remember Your Name. This is a little bit of an insight of this painting, about this painting anyway, that I produced quite a few years back now. I don't even remember, could be like 5 years or whatever. Anyway, I'm also mentioning this uh, breakdown of that painting anyway in my book, The Secret to Mastering Artistic Expression and Intelligence, Mentality, Theories, and Information. Well, the reason I do these things is because I believe that by giving you a little bit of insight, you can see my mindset and how do I approach my whole artwork and everything. Uh, hopefully, and hopefully anyway, you can benefit from that, right? And I would love to hear the same actually from you. You can let me know in the comments and stuff about your approaches and theories and mentalities, and give me some information, right? So anyway, I'll be reading out a little bit from the pages, the chapter from that book. So that would be chapter number 9, by the way, in the book. And in the desert, you can't remember your name. I bet that most of you right now watching this video can see where that title came from, right? For those you that perhaps don't, anyway, there's this band, old band from the 60s, I think. It's called America, and they have this song that's called, oh yeah, Horse with No Name, right? Yeah, I forgot for a minute. So in this song, there's there's this lyric that says, "In the desert, you can't remember your name." I think it's part of the chorus. Anyway, we're not here to talk about other people's art. We're here to talk about mine. So, so let's get to it. So, I remember how I used to spend sleepless nights trying to come up with my own style that would take everyone by surprise, right? So that goes way back, like I said, a whole bunch of years back. Uh, I can't say it was starting out at the time, because it does take a long time, right? It really does take a long time to develop your own style. I have found to realize, and it takes a lot of practice. It's a simple concept. I talk about this in my book as well, this very book. Um, so you can check the book and the link in the description. But it takes a long time. You have to be quite focused and patient and persistent and insistent and consistent, But anyway, you can find all these things, information in my book. So yeah, where was I? Where was I at? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that no one's ever seen before. So on the other hand, I used elements to my art that was already very established, and a large amount of the popularity was already familiar with it. For instance, the title. Hence, the title of this painting. I would think that most people are familiar with the song "A Horse with No Name" by the band called America. My entire life, I felt that I was thinking differently than most people I would meet on a daily basis. Excuse my reading. I don't do that very often. So, reading out loud anyway. So, anyway, um, yeah, my entire life I also thought that I'm onto something great too. And it's just the way I go about I go about my life, and I don't want to change it. So, yes, that is very true, and yeah, that's it. Simple. So again, you can see all that stuff, all that the mindset in this very book, The Secret to Mastering Artistic Expression and Intelligence, Mentality, Theories, and Information. The title of this book is actually quite spot on, I'd say, because it really does describe what's in this book. So yeah, let's get back to it. And that is the sort of attitude I have and try to apply on my artwork as well, as I was talking about before. I truly try to somehow transfer that energy I'm feeling onto the canvas the time I'm producing my art. I definitely felt I had the live one, I had the live one with this painting. I thought to myself, that's it, I know how to do this now. Franklin, I indeed was into something good, but that definitely wasn't it in terms of making it. It takes a lot more than that. It's not only about having a good idea, you know, but it's about executing it until it eventually works out. Kind of like what I was talking about before. If it eventually does. If it eventually does. However, that was the beginning of something good. To this day, I applied the same thinking to it, and it just comes out naturally and effortlessly. This is in general the feeling I want to be going by when I'm producing my art. It is an indicator that it is going to show through and lead me towards authenticity and uniqueness. In the Desert, You Can't Remember Your Name is a painting made in alcohol-based ink. Is a painting, made in alcohol-based ink on paper. Way back in the day, I was on the go a lot. I didn't really have a studio at the time, so I would quite literally, I would just like draw and paint anywhere and on anything, and I still do to this day. So I found that markers, the alcohol-based ink markers, I hope you guys are familiar with. If you're not, they're like alcohol-based, and they're quite portable, right? You just grab a bunch, and on you go. And paper is easy to carry as well. So yeah, because I was on the go a lot, I didn't have a studio to work in, and so ink would be my medium of choice often, both due to practical and aesthetic reasons as well, because it is gorgeous as well, I have to say. It is also a rather challenging medium, I have to say that too. It's close enough to watercolors, so if you ever try that, it can be quite tricky, watercolors. And because it simply just doesn't allow many errors, the ink, anyway. You can cover it up and stuff, but, you know, you can only cover it up as much. You can't go back, let's say. You can go, you know, more. You can add, but you can't remove, not as easily, anyway. So my technique developed quite a bit because of that. So I'm grateful to it. You know, you have to see the good stuff in anything and everything, really, because even though I didn't have a studio, I was on the go a lot, blah, 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 blah. But that really forced me to work with a medium that not only I did like, but it was a tricky one, and when I was beginning, sort of speak, it was quite useful because it forced me to develop a good technique and really get my mind like focused and stuff. And there you have it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you find all the information valuable. Please do check out my book, subscribe to my channel, and let me know in the comments. I would actually love to hear more about your thoughts, what you think, how do you go about your artwork and stuff like that. So thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed the content of this video, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll see you next time.